Let's start with the most mysterious celebrity deaths and move toward the ones that were clearly conspired. Number 10. Avicii. Avicii was a Swedish DJ and music producer born in 1989. His real name was Tim Bergling. He became one of the most influential electronic artists in the world. His songs topped global charts and defined modern dance music. Behind the success, he struggled with anxiety, stress, and physical health problems. He retired from touring in 2016. On April 20th, 2018, Bergling traveled to Muscat, Oman for a private vacation. He was staying at a luxury hotel. Staff later found him inside his room with severe injuries. Authorities initially released limited information about the cause of death. Days later, reports confirmed he died from heavy blood loss caused by self-inflicted wounds with broken glass. Officials stated no other person was involved. Toxicology reports indicated no illegal drugs were present at the time. His family later released a statement describing his mental struggles and suggesting suicide. Local authorities closed the case as self-inflicted. He was 28 years old. Some believe Bergling was pressured by powerful industry figures who prioritized profits over his health, arguing burnout and contracts trapped him in a cycle of exhaustion. Others question the delayed disclosure of details and limited visual evidence from the scene. Number 9. Liam Payne. Liam Payne was an English singer, born in 1993. He became famous as a member of One Direction, after appearing on The X Factor in 2010. The group became one of the biggest pop acts in the world. After the band paused, Payne pursued a solo career while facing public struggles with mental health and substance use. On October 16, 2024, Payne was staying at a hotel in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Earlier that day, staff reported that he appeared intoxicated and agitated inside his room. Concerned employees contacted emergency services, warning that he was near a balcony and acting unpredictably. Before help arrived, Payne fell from the third-floor balcony into the courtyard below. Emergency responders reached the scene within minutes and confirmed he had suffered catastrophic injuries. He was pronounced dead at the location. He was 31 years old in 2024. Autopsy later reported multiple traumatic injuries and internal bleeding. Toxicology findings indicated alcohol, cocaine, and prescription medication in his system. Authorities stated he was alone and ruled out suicide and physical assault. Some question whether hotel staff intervened quickly enough after recognizing visible impairment. Others argue that long-term industry pressure and unresolved personal struggles were ignored by those around him. A separate theory suggests powerful interests manage information to prevent reputational damage. No verified evidence supports organized crime involvement, yet debate continues online. Number 8. Elvis Presley was an American singer and actor, born in 1935. He became one of the most famous entertainers in history. By the 1970s, he lived at Graceland in Memphis while struggling with declining health and heavy prescription drug use. On the morning of August 16, 1977, Presley was at Graceland. After speaking briefly with staff, he went alone to his bathroom. Hours passed without movement inside the room. When his girlfriend checked on him, she found him collapsed and unresponsive on the floor. Emergency services were called immediately. Paramedics attempted resuscitation before transporting him to Baptist Memorial Hospital. Doctors continued life-saving efforts but could not revive him. He was pronounced dead that afternoon. Officials stated his heart had failed. Toxicology later revealed multiple prescription medications in his system. Authorities concluded that long-term drug use contributed to cardiac failure and ruled the death natural. His funeral and burial followed within days at Graceland. Critics argue Presley was heavily medicated by physicians tied to his inner circle, suggesting overprescription kept him manageable and profitable despite failing health. Others question the rapid burial and sealed autopsy records. His middle name was misspelled on the grave marker. Reported sightings emerged within weeks. Some believe he cooperated with federal authorities and entered protection, staging death to escape fame and financial pressure permanently. Number 7. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney was an English musician born in 1942. He became famous as a member of the Beatles. The band became the most influential music group of the 1960s. By the middle of that decade, McCartney was one of the most recognized figures in the world. According to official history, McCartney continued recording and performing normally after 1966. A long-standing theory claims something different occurred. The theory states that in November 1966, McCartney was involved in a late-night car crash in London after leaving a studio session. Supporters claim he died from his injuries. According to the story, the remaining band members and record executives feared global panic and financial collapse. They allegedly replaced him with a carefully selected double, often identified as William Campbell. Afterward, the band resumed public appearances, interviews, and recordings without announcing any tragedy. The suspicion began when fans noticed changes after 1966. McCartney briefly disappeared from public view. When he returned, some believed his face, height, and voice seemed different. Close followers compared earlier interviews with later ones and claimed personality shifts. The band refused detailed answers, which deepened doubt. From there, the replacement theory expanded and never faded. Number 6. Christopher Wallace, known as the Notorious B.I.G., was born in 1972 in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in a tough neighborhood and used music to escape poverty. By his early 20s, he became one of the most powerful voices in hip-hop. He was also a father. In 1997, he was trying to move past the East Coast-West Coast rap feud and focus on his career and family. On March 9, 1997, Biggie attended a party in Los Angeles following the Soul Train Awards. Around 12:30 a.m., he left in a black SUV with his security team. Traffic forced the vehicle to stop at a red light. A dark Chevy Impala pulled beside them. Shots were fired directly into the SUV. Biggie was hit 4 times. His friends rushed him to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Doctors tried to save him, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. He was 24 years old. His murder came just 6 months after Tupac Shakur was killed. Many believe it was retaliation. Others argue powerful figures wanted the violence to continue for profit. Allegations surfaced that corrupt police officers had connections to gangs involved in the shooting. Lawsuits claimed evidence was mishandled or hidden. Decades later, no one has been convicted. For his family, the lack of justice remains an open wound. Number 5. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur was born in 1971 in New York City. Raised around political activism, he spoke openly about injustice, racism, and poverty. By the mid-1990s, he became one of the most influential rappers in the world. His music was emotional, aggressive, and deeply personal. On September 7, 1996, Tupac attended a Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas. After the fight, he was involved in a physical altercation inside the MGM Grand. Later that night, around 11:15 p.m., he rode in a black BMW driven by Suge Knight. While stopped at a red light on Flamingo Road, a white Cadillac pulled up beside them. Gunfire erupted. Tupac was struck multiple times. He was rushed to University Medical Center and placed on life support. Doctors performed surgery, but after 6 days in critical condition, he died on September 13, 1996. He was only 25 years old. Tupac was reportedly cremated the day after his death, with no traditional public viewing. The speed of the cremation raised questions. Over the years, alleged sightings have placed him in Cuba, Malaysia, and other countries. His use of the name Machiavelli, linked to faking death as strategy, intensified theories that he staged his disappearance. No verified evidence proves he survived, yet speculation continues worldwide. Number 4. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was an American actress born in 1926. She became one of Hollywood's biggest stars during the 1950s. Her image symbolized glamour and fame. Privately, she struggled with insomnia, anxiety, and dependence on prescription sleeping pills. On August 4, 1962, Marilyn spent the evening at her Brentwood home in Los Angeles. Late that night, her housekeeper noticed her bedroom light remained on. The door was locked from inside. Around 3 a.m., Marilyn's psychiatrist was called. A window was broken to gain entry. She was found lying on her bed, face down, with a telephone in her hand. Several empty pill bottles were nearby. Police were notified after 4 a.m., but reports suggest officers did not arrive immediately. Some accounts say more than an hour passed between discovery and formal police documentation. She was pronounced dead at age 36. The official cause was acute barbiturate poisoning. The death was ruled a probable suicide. Some believe she was silenced because of alleged relationships with President John F. Kennedy and Robert Kennedy. Others question missing phone records, inconsistencies in timelines, and reports that her house was cleaned before police arrived. Alternative theories suggest accidental overdose or deliberate cover-up, fueling decades of speculation worldwide. Number 3. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was an American singer born in 1958. He became one of the most famous entertainers in history. By 2009, he was preparing for a large comeback tour in London while facing heavy debt and visible physical exhaustion. On June 25, 2009, Jackson was inside a rented house in Los Angeles. He had been rehearsing daily for the upcoming concerts. He struggled with severe insomnia and repeatedly asked for help sleeping. His personal doctor, Conrad Murray, administered propofol in his bedroom. Propofol is a powerful surgical anesthetic that slows breathing and requires oxygen, heart monitors, and trained staff. Jackson fell unconscious. His breathing gradually weakened. Murray was not continuously monitoring him. When he returned, Jackson was unresponsive. CPR was attempted on the bed. Emergency services were called after a delay. Paramedics transported Jackson to UCLA Medical Center. Doctors attempted resuscitation for over an hour, but could not revive him. He was pronounced dead that afternoon. The cause was ruled acute propofol intoxication. Critics argue Jackson appeared physically frail during rehearsals, yet the tour schedule expanded from 10 to 50 shows, increasing financial stakes. They question why a hospital anesthetic was supplied in a private bedroom without equipment. Others suggest powerful promoters prioritized profit over safety. Number 2. Princess Diana. Princess Diana was born in 1961 in England. She married Prince Charles in 1981 and became Princess of Wales. She became one of the most recognized women in the world. After separating from Charles, she continued her charity work and remained under constant media attention. On August 30th, 1997, Diana was in Paris with Dodi Fide. After midnight, they left the Ritz Hotel through a back exit to avoid photographers. They entered a black Mercedes driven by Henri Paul. Paparazzi followed on motorcycles. Around 12:23 a.m., the car entered the Pont de l'Alma tunnel at high speed. The vehicle struck a concrete pillar. Dodi and the driver died at the scene. Diana was removed from the wreck alive but badly injured. She was taken to a nearby hospital. Doctors operated for hours to stop internal bleeding. At 4 a.m., she was pronounced dead at age 36. Officials ruled the crash the result of speeding and a driver under the influence of alcohol. Dodi's father claimed the crash was planned by powerful institutions. A letter written by Diana months earlier said she feared a staged car accident. Witnesses described a bright flash inside the tunnel. A white Fiat was reportedly seen leaving the scene and was never fully identified. Some question why tunnel cameras produced no clear footage. Official investigations rejected murder claims, but public doubt remained strong worldwide. Number 1. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was an American financier born in 1953. He managed money for wealthy clients and mixed with powerful politicians, business leaders, and celebrities. In July 2019, he was arrested on federal charges for sex trafficking minors and held without bail at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. His arrest exposed years of alleged abuse and put pressure on prosecutors to pursue testimony from both Epstein and others linked to his network. On the night of August 9, 2019, Epstein had been housed alone after his cellmate was transferred out. Cameras outside his cell reportedly malfunctioned, and guards assigned to check on him failed to complete required welfare rounds. Shortly before dawn on August 10th, guards found Epstein unresponsive in his cell with a bedsheet tied around his neck. Medical staff attempted resuscitation, and he was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Officials ruled his death a suicide by hanging. A Department of Justice and FBI review later reiterated that no one entered the area where Epstein was held during his final hours, and found no evidence of homicide in the records released by authorities. Almost immediately, questions arose. Multiple surveillance cameras were reported not working. Guards missed checks required for high-risk inmates. Newly released FBI logs show a mysterious orange figure ascending stairs near his cell the night before his death, and gaps in footage, timestamps that fueled claims of tampering. Online communities revived older theories that Epstein held hidden information on powerful figures or that his death was staged to protect others. Recent viral posts have circulated online, claiming Jeffrey Epstein was spotted alive in Israel. Some include images that supposedly show him under a new identity. Many argue he faked his death and escaped with protection from powerful allies. These claims have spread widely across social media. However, authorities maintain that he died in federal custody in August 2019.